Good. So I sent my friend who loves Nirvana and stuff, but he loves like all that kind of grunge, but also 80s kind of rock. I sent him the YouTube link here so he could ask questions if he wants. Because you did a cover by Alice in Chains.
Oh right, yeah. You talked on the introduction thing for Danny and I. You told me about that.
He loved that one, so hopefully he logs on to YouTube and asks some questions.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh, I'm so excited, dude. This is so great.
Yeah, I love it. I'm glad that you could be here. I love when guests are in studio more than not, but I also like that I have, with technology, I have a reach now where I can go.
Yeah.
Eventually, there will be somebody from the UK.
Yeah.
I have guests that I'm already reaching out to in the UK, so that's
so
crazy.
Yeah. I have I'm gonna. I have a few people in mind that you might want to work with or have on or whatever. So definitely got some friends that I either have played with or just know personally, and can link you guys up if you want more. If you need more people on. Sure.
Definitely. I'm always, even if I don't have them on right away, I will be following them on Instagram. I follow so many. Everybody that I follow on this account is somehow connected to music.
Nice.
Either they're a musician themselves or they are in the industry.
Yeah.
So, all right. I'm going to go to the restroom before we get started.
Text my girlfriend back.
All right. I'll leave this live stream on them, so don't do anything too crazy. Let's see. Share. First thing I'm going to share.
Sounds good.
So hot.
This studio also looks like it's straight out of the 70s or something. It's so great.
Yeah.
It's just like the colors, and
right.
the wood.
No, I think it is in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, we have cassette tapes over there, cassette player that we can play tapes, and there's another studio on the other side of this that has even more stuff. I think it has 8 tracks. Wow. If you want to play.
My mom said she's watching already.
Oh, she is watching?
Hi, Mom.
Hello. I have 3 people watching already. So I'll go up to the comments.
I should probably use the restroom too.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
You'll get 9 minutes.
I'll be back 4 minutes before.
Pay no attention to the round. It's the digital clock that we gotta go by, and it's within seconds of the station identification. And right after that, we're going into the intro.
So that's definitely handy to have that one.
It is, yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, cool. All right. All right. Hey, I'm trying a new mic out for people in the live stream. I hope it sounds better than the old computer one. And if you're watching, you can comment on YouTube, and I will see those comments here. And if you want to ask questions with the guest, you can do that. I'm going to mute really quick just because I got to practice saying something.
Oh, we gotta get a selfie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That one's always good.
All right, how do you want to?
I don't know. This is probably
Nice. Nice.
all right. It's done. I can go now.
You can. You got it. You got the marketing material. Right, that's going to be on. Turn this on. One day, oh good. This Rachel said that this mic sounds a lot better.
Oh, perfect.
Well, she said it sounds good. So. All right, 6 minutes. She was all about getting any arts recognized and broadening your music. It's expanding. And the host, Rob Thompson. Make sure to follow the show on Instagram at Music for Friends for updates and to send in music from the playlist. The intro you just heard. The intro. I'll get that comment in there. The last thing I would say before I play your song is the F word you are looking for is folk.
That's perfect.
When I first played it, I was like, wait, what was that? And I had to go back. I was like, okay, I think it's funk. I think.
I know.
But then once you said folk, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I know. I told you my mom was like, what do you say in this song?
This one always gets me. So if you hear right now, they just did a station identification. That one always gets me. But it's the one they do right before the #1 Greek song.
Gotcha.
So,
This is only in 1 year.
oh no. There's other head. Maybe if this is chord, is it the chord?
Huh? We'll just switch these out.
If it wiggle the chord, if it's a chord, we have other headphones up there. It might be better. Oh, maybe like 1 ear. No.
I mean, that's fine. I don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Crank it
really
up.
matter.
Oh, and try those will be better. And these will be our. This will be our extra backup.
I also have mine if we need them. But
Okay.
oh,
Are
sweet.
those within reach?
They're right there.
Okay.
On the chair.
It's not just that. Kind of
Perfect.
good. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those do they sound better too? Do those sound better too?
They do sound okay. Better. Although the chord is a little short. Let me just feel this out.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Good. Well, is it gonna? Okay. If you really start getting into it, you're gonna rip headphones off.
Actually, I might not even wear headphones when I play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
all right. All right, this will be the last one. Looks like we got 2.5 minutes.
Okay.
Oh. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Mic's here. This mic is on already. I got my volume coming through. Play one more time. Music from. There's going to be a little bit of a lag.
Huh?
There's going to be a little bit of lag after I introduce your song.
Okay.
And when it starts playing, because I have to stop sharing a screen and share a new screen. So I'm going to try and go as quick as I can.
Sweet.
All right. Just about that time.
All right.
It's so much different than podcasts. I don't get a redo. So if I sound like an idiot, I just sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
That's just it.
It just exists.
Just yeah. Everybody heard that.
Music from France. Music from France. Music you recommend. With Brian Thomas. Music from France. Music from France. WNTN. 5050 AM. Music from France.
Hey, and welcome back to Music from Friends. This is the show that's all about getting indie artists recognized and expanding your music library. I am the host, Brian Thompson. Make sure you follow the show on Instagram at Music from Friends for updates and to send in music for the playlist. With that intro, you just heard the first song of the night from our guest, and here is the second one. This is called Fields of Barley, and the F word you're looking for is folk.
I've been found in such a light to scare the folk away, and most would say I conjure hex and trick them. The truth shows itself not enough in the village that I pray, for the wispy barley stalk blows off of its stem. Lay me down in the fields of barley, lay me down. that sacred ground I've never found in the fields of barley. Lay me down. Very lay stricken with a fever sick for days, knowing not of healthy would respond to. Those eyes I will remember not, and I'll never break their gaze. But freeing me, the stake would always haunt you. Lay me down in the fields of barley. Lay me down, that sacred ground I've never found, and I'll wake up in the fields of barley. I'll lay here, my words they'll always fear, but they won't mean a thing until those words they say. Lay me down in the fields of barley. Lay me down, that sacred ground I've never found, and I'll wake up in the fields. Lay me down in the fields of barley. Lay me down, that sacred ground I've never found, in the fields of barley.
All right, tonight's guest is a Massachusetts. He still has a lot of folk elements in his lyrics. His love for writing music started at age 7 and continued metal bands in his later teens and 20s. His recent solo project titled Popular to Contrary Belief, and no, I didn't mess that up, explores that folk side much more, but is still unmistakably Alec rock. Fields of Barley, which you just heard, is his most popular song on that album and gives you just a taste of his vocal chops and rock background. He has an amazing YouTube channel where he really gets to show off his incredible vocal range with lots of great rock covers. We are in for a treat tonight, too, because he is the first guest to play live in studio. Pleasure to welcome to the show, Alec Sullivan. Hey, how are you?
What's up, man? How's it going?
It's so great to have you in here.
It's so great to be here. It's so awesome.
And this is going to be a lot like just, two friends talking. I mean, we haven't known each other long, but we've hung out a couple times outside. I should have included in that intro that you are an amazing rock climber.
I try.
Right. Very, very good rock climber. So thanks for climbing with me a couple times, and thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm excited to climb more.
So I will start with, Siri thinks I said something to her. So I'll start with that. Age 7, huh? With your first album, this next song, which is amazing.
Did you check it out?
I listened to it, yeah. It's on Bandcamp. I thought about buying, but I think either that one or one of your other ones is $1,000 to purchase. I mean, he's really cool, but I can't swing $1,000 for it. All right, so tell us about this next song. One of my favorite tracks is, I think, It's knife to the stomach or
I
knife to
stabbed a knife in my tongue.
And you just heard all of the lyrics in that song too.
It is, well, it's so bloody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
Sorry,
also
it's
part
so
of the lyrics. It's an essential part of the lyrics. I can't believe you listened to that. I didn't expect that at all. Like,
right.
I mean, you haven't mentioned that at all.
Right. I wanted to surprise you with that one to see what happened.
No, this is amazing.
Okay. So, how did that get started? I want to know the background of it.
Me too. Me too.
Did your parents set up that recording, or did you just have a tape deck and like, I'm just going to record this and see what happens?
So I actually did it on a Talkboy. You remember those like Talkboys? It's a cassette recorder.
Right.
It's like supposedly a toy, but it does pretty well. I mean, for when it came out in like what 90s or mid 90s, right? When those things came out, as far as I know.
Was that on Home Alone?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was
right.
like a part of Home Alone. But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I had one of those, and I don't remember much of the recording process of that album. No, I remember doing a couple songs. I remember I was screaming so loud that at one point my mom was like, "Alec, stop yelling!" She like yelled down from upstairs because I was being too loud.
Right.
So that's how passionate I was at that time. But I don't remember much else about it. And I found the cassette like it must have been 8 years ago or something.
Okay.
And digitized it because I was like, I can't lose this. So I put it online and haven't advertised it to many people, except it is in my bio on my website.
It is, yeah.
So
careful, because I read everybody's website. So if there's something on your website you don't want me to see, I will find it. And a great website too, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So did you just how did you get into music so young? Because the last thing I would have ever thought about doing at 7 is I'll just record some songs that I came up with. Like, how did that? I mean, you don't remember much, but what's the earliest time that you remember? Okay, I love making music, and this is when I want to go and do it.
Sometime after that, I mean, like I said, I remember recording that. I remember bits and pieces of like when I was singing into my Talkboy, and it was fun. I just liked singing, but I didn't know it at that time, and so clearly I was doing it, but I didn't realize like, oh, this is something I really enjoy doing. It was just something I did,
right?
And it took me a while before I actually started learning how to play instruments and writing my own music. I mean, it was literally the first song I wrote that I wrote the music for as well, rather than just the lyrics, was after college. It was like 2013. So it doesn't feel like it was that long ago. It was 8 years ago. Before that, I was, in a few bands writing lyrics and vocals, but I wasn't actually like composing songs, the way I consider myself to do now. So yeah, I don't know. It was just, I mean, my family is pretty musical. They all sang, and I would get kind of annoyed with them in the car when they would sing, which I feel bad about now. Sorry, Mom. Sorry, Sarah and Beth. Like my dad plays guitar and sings, and he loves playing covers of songs, and my mom sings. My sisters are both really, really good singers, and they both play guitar too. But I'm, I guess, the only one that's doing it more to try and pursue it rather than just for fun. So I don't know. I think it's just always been around me.
You said your dad played guitar. Did your mom play instruments?
She played piano.
Did you say I'm making mistakes?
I didn't. Okay. She actually went to school for music education. Okay. But she's been working in IT for a while. So.
Okay.
But it's still there, like
right.
It's still like I think I just growing up with kind of that feeling, even though it wasn't like pushed on us or like even promoted or anything. It was just kind of like musical family without realizing it.
Right. Yeah. If you just grow up around that and everybody's singing, then it just becomes a part of what you do, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did you pick up playing instruments? And by the way, Shalina. Oh, Shalina. All right. She has Shaylee on her on YouTube.
Yeah.
She says that is one of her faves, the knife in the stabbing by my tummy. So that's a classic.
Thank you, Shalina. That's my girlfriend. Shalina. Okay. Yeah.
Hello. So when did you start playing? You play a lot of instruments, not just guitar, which you're going to play today, but you do, I would say, probably most of the instruments on your solo stuff for sure. But did you play stuff before in other bands, or I guess, where did you pick up instruments?
Yeah, I started playing drums first, and that was something that I was always kind of like playing drums on my chest and like wanted to try drums. And then I think it was in high school, in like 2008, I think is when I actually started playing drums and got my own drum set, and then played along and stuff. But other than, like after that, in college, it was just singing for bands, and I played a little piano, and a little guitar growing up. But I don't really consider myself to have learned either of those until my last year in college, which is when I just started like actually learning how to play guitar and learning chords and practicing and covering songs. And I, at the same time, was learning piano just for fun, and it just kind of clicked. All of it kind of like clicked together. So late college was when I really started, playing instruments to support my vocals, because it was always like about singing for me, but I wanted to, after my last band kind of disbanded, I wanted to be able to sing without having to have somebody there to accompany me. So I learned, how to play guitar and piano and sang over them. And now I really enjoy actually just playing the instruments, but but at the time it was just so I could have something to sing over.
Well, as a drummer, I can really appreciate that you learned other. I could never learn guitar. I think I probably tried for like a week. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm just going to stick with the drums. And then piano is so far above where I could be. So kudos to you for learning those other instruments.
They're not as hard as you think if you just, just consistency and stuff. It's kind of crazy how it all of a sudden will just kind of click and you feel it's just ingrained in your muscle memory at some point. But I don't know. Maybe that's just my experience.
Maybe I don't know, maybe too old to pick up anything new now. So let's talk about some of the other bands I mentioned in the intro, and I may have gotten the timeline wrong, that you started some metal bands in your teens and 20s. So I think you had 2 other bands, is that right? Or did I miscount?
Yeah, well, so a big one is the Crypt Keepers.
Right, yeah, that one I wrote down.
And that was in high school. That was when I first started learning drums, and it was a joke. It started out as like a joke. We wrote a song called Lollipop Graveyard.
Right. Which is also mentioned on your website. Yeah. It was written as a joke to make fun of metal music. And then, my friend Bryce and I, who wrote the song, started listening to a lot of metal music and really enjoying it. And so it started as a joke and turned into, one of our favorite things to do. So it's still like, a comedy death metal band that whenever we feel like it, we'll get together and, record a song or record an album. Really?
And then throw it out there. Because Bryce is a producer. So like he actually, going over at his place, we can actually record stuff that's like very high quality. And that's what that album is that you saw. That's $1,000 online.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what. Okay.
Which is also a joke. We thought, that'd be funny, and if some crazy person wants to pay that much,
yes,
we'll accept it.
Right.
But
you might have a super fan out there. I need this album.
I hope no one pays that much for that album. It's fun. It's a fun album, but it is not worth $1,000 for one person to get when they can just stream it literally on the same site.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, that's true. If somebody buys it and you send out like a signed copy or something, or do a vinyl press, I don't know, special one vinyl press of it.
Maybe. It's a lot of work for the low price of
that's $1,000. Bump that up to $2,000 and we'll start getting
maybe.
So that band is kind of still around, or at least not formally, but could get together.
Yeah. We like whenever we feel like it, we'll put out stuff.
When was the last time you did something?
We recorded something in 2017, but we recorded drums and guitar for a whole album.
All right.
But didn't do anything with it. I was talking about that to them recently, and I was like, we should maybe add some vocals to this and put it out.
Right. Or you could go the whole kind of ambient, like darker ambient, like kind of like a heavier, like Caspian kind of feel to it, and just do no vocals. But
that could work.
It would be a shame.
That loses all of the comedic elements.
Right.
Other than the fact that it's just like sloppy music.
Right. Yeah, and it would be a shame to not have your vocals on there, because they really are awesome. I love I love all your vocal stuff, all your vocal covers. Which we'll talk about in a second. But what was the other band that you mentioned has officially disbanded?
Cemetery.
Okay.
So that was like my serious thrash metal band in college, and I just sang, and we started out drums, guitar, bass, and me, and the four of us, played a couple shows. We got another guitarist, and then the five of us played a couple shows, and we put out a little EP, and it was awesome. But that was about it. We played a few basement shows, and it was like so fun. I wish we did more together, but then everybody kind of went their separate ways and played a few shows like with a couple of them every once in a while. And one of the guitarists and I, James, and I played a show when I was living in LA, well after Cemetery disbanded.
Okay.
We just played like an acoustic show together, and it was awesome.
Right.
But that was that, and I want to bring them back at some point and try to do I was actually thinking about doing on my YouTube channel a vocal cover of an acoustic version of the first song that we wrote for that band. Not that I can play the guitar for it because it's thrash metal and I do not play thrash metal guitar.
Yeah,
but I'm an acoustic guitarist. I'm definitely not a lead guitarist. So I don't know. Maybe it'll come. Maybe we'll do something at some point. But that was a very fun project.
Right. Are you still keep in contact with them? I mean,
yeah.
Even now?
Yeah. We we don't talk a ton, but we'll text each other every once in a while. When I'm in LA, I'll reach out to them and let them know. We went on a hike like a couple years ago before COVID, and that was fun to see them. Yeah. And but all of them, James and Matt, the two guitarists, are in LA together, and then Edgar, the bassist, I think is still in Philadelphia, and that's also where Jonah, the drummer, is as well. So kind of in a little triangle of the country, and they're all doing their own things. I think they're all still active with music.
Oh, okay.
But not so much. I don't know. Not so much thrash metal.
Right. It's interesting. So when I was reading about your story and kind of how it went from metal rock to now you're doing this acoustic kind of solo gig, I don't remember I don't know if you remember the guest that I had on a few weeks ago, Brian Jakes. He kind of had that same path of going. He was doing kind of punk rock and heavy punk rock, and now he's doing more of a solo thing too, and really liked it. How is that transition okay? And do you prefer solo as opposed to being a band, or do you wish you could have the whole kind of band feel again? Which one do you prefer, solo or band?
It's tough to say because I there's a huge part of me that feels like I'm not fulfilling this desire to just be a frontman and have a microphone and be able to run around on stage while there's a band playing the music. But I do love playing solo stuff because it's just such a different experience, and you can it's a different feeling and everything that you can't necessarily get with a full band, and vice versa. You can't get that full band experience with just a guitar or a piano. So if it was ideally I would have both. I would love to play solo acoustic shows in addition to going on tour with a band that can perform a wide variety of styles, where I could do like heavy stuff but also softer stuff when it's needed, and have like an eclectic show.
Okay, you are very much a performer, and that comes across on your YouTube channel, where you have. Do you know how many covers you have? I wanted to count. I wanted to surprise you with the number to see if.
No, I haven't.
There's a lot of covers on there.
There's a lot.
A lot of really good ones. And what I really appreciate about it is they're not typical rock covers that people would do. Right? They're not the. I don't know. They're not like Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit or something like that. At least maybe it's on there, but it's down a couple of pages if it's on there. But you had like a Shakira song. You had a Judas Priest Unreleased, which I went back and looked. I think that's the most popular streamed one.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
So talk about that. How did that come about? And was that before the solo project, or did this solo project kind of spur you into, hey, I still want to perform, I still want to be that front man type of leader, so I'll do this YouTube channel to fulfill that?
Yeah, so I mean, I've kind of, since I was young, I been active on YouTube with like short funny videos or whatever, and so that was kind of always something I had experience with. And when I started pursuing music, I was like, well, I kind of have a YouTube channel, you know. So I started the channel I have now back in I think 2013 or something, and put out a couple videos, and it wasn't consistent. I figured I'd just put out stuff when I wanted to or whatever. And for a while, that's kind of how it was, literally until last year, during the pandemic, when everything was like, I was at my house. I was like, I should probably start being more active here because I can't go play live, and I just figured it's like I should have more stuff. I should have my voice more online, where people can actually go and listen to it and hear certain songs or just hear what it sounds like with a full band, because I'm not actively with a band and can't go do that. And so that was kind of where it picked up. I came up with this whole kind of plan to be more consistent and active with my YouTube channel, and started out putting out 2 videos a week, and then got kind of burned out from that.
Right.
And switched to 1 video a week at some point a few months later, and that's what I've been trying to keep up since basically last summer, is 1 video a week. And most weeks I am good with it, and then sometimes I'm not. But yeah, so that's why there's so many, because I've been trying to be consistent, and it's great. I mean, it's discouraging sometimes, encouraging sometimes, and I really enjoy having this stuff out there once it's done. But the process of doing it, not always fun.
Is that the discouraging part? Is that why sometimes it gets discouraging, because it is so much work to get one out? Yeah,
well, it's so much work to get one out, and then sometimes only a few people see it,
right?
And most of them on there, if you go look, they only have. There's a lot of them that have less than 100 views, and it's like, oh man, how do I justify putting this much time into something that it's not getting heard? But obviously, it's an investment. It's supposed to be. This is something that is going to be online when I'm, like a few years from now, while I'm asleep, people can watch this. Like, I don't have to be present to like show people or entertain people,
Right.
So it's discouraging in the sense that like sometimes I'll just get in my head and be like, what am I doing this for? Who, like, if nobody's listening to this, then why am I doing it?
Right.
But once I kind of snap back to my reality, I'm like, well, I love doing this, and even if it's one person that hears it and likes it, it's like, well, great, I feel fulfilled. I feel like I did something, and I'm glad that I did it.
Right.
So it's, I mean, it'd be great if I had 1 billion views.
Right. Yes, let's get that. If you are listening to this, let's get 1 billion views. Speaking of YouTube, I had a couple comments on the YouTube stream here. Cindy, she said that she can belt out all the 70s songs as good as you can.
That's what she's right.
And then your girlfriend again said that Shakira is her favorite cover.
Yeah.
What is your favorite cover?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It sounds weird to. Well, my favorite cover of the song that I did on my YouTube channel.
Okay, maybe
no.
which song is your favorite one that you're like, I'm most excited about doing this?
I was just right, yeah. It's tough because there are a lot. I mean, most of the songs on there, are ones that I really enjoy singing, which is why there's not like, it's not all the stuff that like, I don't want to just put out songs that I think people will want to hear. I want to put out songs that I want to do and I enjoy doing and I feel comfortable doing.
Right.
So it's tough to say, but there's definitely a few that I really enjoy. I did a cover of Diamonds and Rust, which is the cover that I requested to be on the playlist this week. I did an acoustic version of that, covering Judas Priest, and
it's like a cover of a cover.
Yeah, and like it's the whole, I don't know. It's a cover of many covers.
Right.
So it's I think that one might be it's definitely one of my favorites, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with a lot of the stuff on there. I'm like, there's certain things on there. I'm like, oh man, I wish I did this differently or this or whatever. but I'm also trying not to care as much. More recently, I'm like, I shouldn't care as much as I'm caring, especially if right now, it's like people are easing into it. Hopefully it'll pick up, but right now it's like I just gotta relax, put the stuff out. It's good enough.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it, and I'll surprise myself and go back and listen to things and be like, whoa, this is better than I remembered, or like, wow, I really enjoy this song a lot more than I thought, or all of those things. Go through the whole range of emotions and all this stuff.
Speaking of range of something, like there's a lot of range of hair that you have, and I know I talked about your hair before. I obviously have hair envy. There's one cover you have, and I can't remember which one it is. The one that you also do the drums on. Is that what you just pretty small?
Oh, that was the hardcover, barricade.
Oh yeah, you have like a 5-second drum cover on there, which is great. Maybe the longest your hair has ever been. I don't know. That was pretty long?
It actually got long. So that was, I think, the first of last year when I really started going hard with the covers online. That was the first one I put out. And maybe it was just the hair that day that made it look super long. But I think I cut my hair in October. So anything soon before October is probably the longest. Maybe it's because it's up in most of those videos. But
next time you cut it off, if you want to donate some to me, I'll take it.
You can take it right now, especially in the studio because it's pretty warm in here.
Right, yeah. So everybody who's not watching on, if you're listening, you can probably hear a little bit of bleed from the highway. The air conditioner has been broken in studio, and it's warm. It's a balmy 86 degrees in here. Yeah, and with all my hot air, it's getting even worse. There's an AC going on, but yeah, or there's a portable AC, but it's not enough, I think. So we are sweating it out in here. All right, I want to get into your playing live in studio, but I want to talk really quickly about that first song and maybe even the album title, Popular to Contrary Belief. I almost had it wrong again.
Yeah.
Where did that title come from?
I don't remember. Okay. I just thought of it. I thought at some point, oh, that's a cool little switch.
Okay.
Which I think a lot of people don't. I think a lot of people might think that I'm just dumb. Like, wow, he doesn't realize that's wrong.
That's why I had to say it when I read it. I was like,
I appreciate
no, guys, I didn't mess that up. That's actually how it is.
No, but yeah, I think I just thought of it at one point. I'm like, wow, that would be a good album title.
Mm-hmm.
And I put it in my notes, and I was like, maybe this will be like the first album I put out, the title. And then, once I actually decided I'm putting out an album, I was like, this is the title for sure. And just something about it, like, I don't know. It might not be grammatically correct in the way that I process it,
right?
But it's basically being like, yeah, I'm popular, even though you don't know it.
Right, yeah.
Tongue in cheek, which a lot of the album is pretty tongue in cheek. Okay. So.
And Fields of Barley is the most popular one on that by far.
Yeah,
but
by far.
Cindy says that the best original that you have is Of All Days.
Oh yeah, she likes to talk about that one.
Why is that? Why does she like that?
Well, I don't know. I think it's a build up. It's definitely like a lot of my songs, because they're I come from this metal background. Mm-hmm. There's not a ton of like heavy build-ups or whatever. It's like kind of constant either power or like very defined up and down. But that one definitely starts out light and it gets pretty intense, and it's a very like emotional song, and it's a fun song vocally, and so. Yeah, she, even before, when I was just playing that, around my house, she would be like, oh, I love that song. And then I put it on my YouTube channel a few months ago.
Yeah, pretty recently, yeah.
Yeah, and now I think, I don't know how many views it has, but I can guarantee 90% from my mom.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thanks, Mom.
That's awesome. All right, so speaking of original songs, let's get into one now. Yeah, because I can't wait to hear this one, the full version. You were warming up the guitar and doing a mic check before we really got hot in here, and it sounded great. So you want to give us a little bit of background before you jump into this song?
Yeah. So I put out my first album like 4 years ago now, almost, and since then I moved back to the Boston area from Los Angeles, and I've been writing songs and stuff, and this was one of the first ones I wrote after I moved back, and the plan is for it to be the first single off my next album, which I don't know when it's going to happen yet, but my goal is to record a studio version of this song and a music video before the end of this year.
Okay, definitely. Let's come back and talk more about that album on the other side of the song. So the name of the song is
Keeping Things Alive.
Keeping Things Alive. So here's Keeping Things Alive with Alec Sullivan, special live in studio performance.
I've been keeping things alive since I was 93. And you've been driving in the absence of what will never be. 'Cause you don't know what happens when you go, but you know how. 'Cause I've been keeping things alive since I was 93. 93. Ironically, without the knowledge of when we'll cease to be, and you will know that when you go, it's unbeknownst to me. But I've been keeping things alive since I was 93, 93.
Nice. That was awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So that's going to be on the next thing or next album.
Yeah.
Right. That's going to be your first single. Tell us about that song. Where did you come up with the inspiration? Is this one, we were talking a little bit before, is this the one that you kind of have in your back pocket all the time, or is this one just very new?
The first thing, but it's not the one that I was talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
It's one of the past 3 years, I've been playing it a lot, and it's like definitely, like I said, it's going to be, the idea is for it to be the next single off my next album. And it's not necessarily like newly written, but it'll be the newest song whenever I actually put it out. It's kind of crazy because not many people ask me like, so what's that song about? Not just about this one, but in general, like only a handful of people have ever asked me like, oh, what's this song of yours about, or that song of yours about? And so it's kind of interesting to talk about. I'm sure a lot of musicians feel the same way, but talking about where songs come from or what they're about, because part of me is like, I don't want to tell anyone what it's about, because I want it to be about whatever they want it to be about,
Okay.
Especially if it's more ambiguous. But I do have reasons for what it was for me when I wrote it.
Right.
So ambiguity is great, but I also love explaining things.
Okay.
So that was that whole lead up. But it's actually about a lot of different things, and it came to me, and I put it together. And soon after I moved back from Los Angeles, and I was going through a pretty dark time in my life where I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life, and I'm moving back to where I grew up, and I don't know if this is the right place. And I was going through a breakup, and my grandmother passed away, and so it was just like this huge mix, which pretty much everything in the song is like something within those options of things to it's kind of related to the feelings of my breakup, but it kind of started there with like a couple lyrics and transformed into being a lot about my grandmother, and having references to ideas that I kind of was processing, related to her passing away and things that she said. Which one of my favorite things to put in the song was something that she said to me one time, or said around me one time. During the second verse, I say, annually we pass by our death day. I can't even, it's hard to even like just read the lyrics out. I have to like sing them, but our death day anniversary, ironically without the knowledge of when we'll cease to be, which is based on something she said one time, which was like, isn't it weird that every year we pass by the day we're going to die, but we don't know what day it is? Like the anniversary of our death one day, but we don't know what it is. And it's this weird, dark concept that my grandmother just said at one point, and I don't even remember why she said it, but I'm all about darkness and Halloween and spooky things, and that to me was like, whoa, that's really powerful. And it's also really thought-provoking and dark and creepy, and it was something cool that she said, and the song became more about her, and I was like, I really want to put this concept into the song. So that's a big part of the second verse. It's just kind of talking about it, and the whole song in general is mostly about we don't know what happens when we die, but until then, I'm here trying to keep things alive, and I'll be me, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, that's the basic version of it.
All right, that's really powerful, and thinking about death, and I think it kind of makes every day a little bit more special when you think about we're passing by that day that we could die. So, and what you say in that song, like let's live then.
Yeah.
Like I'm still here.
Yeah.
We'll wait for that day to come, but let's live life now while we can. Going back to something you said, in I think pretty much every artist I've asked the meaning of the song question to, or I've heard ask them, say that same thing, and it's it should mean whatever it means to the person hearing it. Why is that? Like, I think part of me, I'm really, obviously I asked the question, I'm really focused on getting to the original meaning because it came from a certain time in your life. And I guess when you read something, when you read a book, you want to know what the author's intent was in writing. So why is music different for you? Why is it important for the listener to experience it how they want to experience it and to take that original meaning, which is very powerful and really meant something to you? Why do you want them to take that kind of out and experience it for themselves? I don't know if I asked that question.
No, that's good. The short answer is I don't know. I have no idea.
Right.
No,
everybody wants to do it though. Every musician, artist.
Yeah, it is kind of this interesting concept that people like have such passion in the writing process, and they're like, I don't want that to be known. I want because that's how I want it too. Like, but I think it's because I've experienced. I grew up with so many songs that I just love and that really had an impact on me emotionally and helped me out at times, or just made me feel good, or like echoed my feelings and really spoke to me, and I process them, interpret them in a certain way, and think of them in a certain way. And there are certain songs. I mean, I love hearing the story behind songs that I enjoy, and but there are certain songs that I'm sure if I knew the reason behind it or the meaning behind it, I would be like, oh, that that's a little weird. That's a little different than what I thought it was, or But at the same time, I'm sure like I've had those experiences before where I'm like, wow, that's interesting. That's not what I thought, but it's really cool still, and I can still have that original meaning. So that's why it's kind of a mix of both for me. It's like I love the ambiguity that comes with not explaining something, but I think it's also important to tell the origins of something like that. So it's a weird mix of things, and I think the reason why for me the reason why I want other people to take what they want from it is because I want them to have whatever experience. If my music is affecting somebody emotionally, that's the goal. And I don't want to take it away in any way or alter it in any way. If it's already doing its job, then my goal isn't to mess with that. As long as it's doing a good job.
Right.
If it's not doing a good enough job, then I'll explain for 6 hours about this song.
And then listen to it again.
Yeah.
And then we'll do it better.
Listen to that one part. That was my intention behind that. Isn't that cool?
So this is a question I've asked everybody, or almost everybody, but I really like hearing it. It's a good segue. What is the importance of music in your life? Again, it's been there from very early on. And it wasn't kind of like, hey, you have to do this. It just became a part of who you are. So even now, right now in this time, and when you look back on your life, how important has music been in shaping who you are, or like, anything like that?
Yeah, hugely important. And it's not even something that I think I realized until more recently. But yeah, I grew up with music all around me, and I grew up skateboarding and watching skate videos. Like, I would just have the soundtracks on all the time. I'd be listening to those songs and then playing video games and stuff, like songs from the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games and like Rock Band and Guitar Hero and all that. Like, that all was stuff that I wasn't just listening to when I was doing those things. It became like a part of my life. And I still have an iPod Nano, one of those little squares.
Yeah.
I don't put music on my phone because my phone is so bulky, and when I go do physical activities, I don't want to carry it around. So for a long time I've had an iPod, and I've brought it with me in places and just listen to music when I'm doing my day-to-day activities. And for that reason, it's a big part of my life, not only because like now I am playing music and writing music and stuff, but the stuff that I grew up with. Everybody has this experience, but there are so many songs that I listen to, and I'm just instantly like, all these like feelings come back to me of a certain time in my life. And it's like this overwhelming, like, oh my gosh, I can smell something that I was smelling back then. Or, you know, when I first started skateboarding, I was skateboarding in my basement by myself on a carpet, learning, you know, it's like an unfinished basement, but there was this flat carpet down there. So I was learning these flat ground tricks on my skateboard. And for some reason, we got a bunch of Pepsi Blue, which is not a thing anymore.
Right.
Okay. But it was, you know, a blue flavored Pepsi. It was like a berry Pepsi.
Right.
And we had it stocked in my fridge one winter, and that was the winter that I was like every day like, in my basement practicing stuff. So I'd be drinking Pepsi Blue. So there are certain songs that are, you know, that I forget I listened to back then, like, and I'll just come on and I'll be like Pepsi Blue. Like, it just comes into my head. I'm like, oh my god, I want Pepsi Blue back, or I want to go in my basement and skateboard, you know. And it just kind of brings that comfort of how fun that time was for me, or, you know, and it's not always good feelings that I have attached to songs, but it's like, if it's bad feelings, it's a reminder that I'm out of that, you know. So there's songs from college that I listen to, and it kind of soothes me because it reminds me of bad times, but it's like this very present realization that I'm past those things.
Right. Yeah, when we did the childhood hits playlist last time, there were a lot of people who would send something in. Like, I very much remember, you know, where I was when I was listening to the song, and even some of the ones that I posted. Like, I remember, you know, being in that relationship or being at that school or whatever. And I studied abroad in England for a semester in college, and there are still songs that I heard then that when I hear again, I'm like right back there. And that was also the first time I was introduced to Mitch Hedberg. I don't know if you know him. He's a comedian that.
Oh yeah.
Somebody played that to me. So whenever I hear Mitch Hedberg, I immediately think
he's such a goofy guy.
He's such a goofy guy, but really, really awesome. His humor is great.
Yeah, but real quick, it's actually. There's songs that I really like. I'll come back to and I'll be like, wow, I loved this song and I haven't heard it for so long, and it makes me feel this certain way, and I'm afraid to learn it because when I go through that process of learning something, it creates these new memories and it takes away the old ones lots of times. So I've been very careful about, you know, certain songs. I'm like, I'm not going to learn how to play that song because I do not want to lose that stuff that comes with it. And it's probably also something that a lot of other people have experienced, other musicians experience too. I don't know. I've never actually talked to anybody about that, but it's this weird thing where I'm like, no, not going to learn that one. Not going to play it too many times because, you know, if I play it too many times, it becomes part of this time in my life.
Right.
And I want to keep it, you know, for the little time capsule. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that.
That's awesome. All right. Speaking of songs, we have 10 minutes before 7 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, we have that, station identification that happens without our control. So let's start, unless this next song you're going to play is over 10 minutes long.
It's 26 minutes.
Okay, this is going to be a good one.
I'm just kidding.
It's also a cover of a Fish song, apparently.
Yeah. It was the first Fish song on a Pink Floyd album.
All right, so the name of this song, you can play it. We might have time to talk about it on the other side of the song. Really quick, which song did you go with? Because there were two that you were debating on.
Yeah.
I'm curious which one you were.
Yeah, I'm going to play New Orleans, which is an older song that I wrote, and I've never released it on anywhere other than like my YouTube page, and I've made it live and stuff. But yeah, it's called New Orleans.
All right, here we go.
I wish I had a stint in New Orleans on the train tracks of my life, and I'm glad about that forest I grew up in with groves of pine. Oh well, I had to stay in the rain. It goes from the clouds to where it's dry. As I sat and ate that apple, I never wondered why. The months still bring with them some changes. Some are old, some are new. Shimmering gold beams on the pavement of the streets that I roll through. If
I have to stay by the westerly at the corner of your mind, well, I'll chalk it all up to trouble. Singing old childhood, where did you go? I like the summer, but I love to watch it snow, to watch it. Old childhood, what did you do? The leaves falling on, but the spring times when they bloom, oh, it's when they bloom. I wish I traveled across the Atlantic and saw the lands to which I've explored canals down in Venice, felt the winds on the shore of Wales, for now it's roads and peaks in the Midwest, rivers flow in Texas too, that are far across the Southland, Junipero, Sierras do. Oh, and if it's true that Massachusetts was the best in my life, well, I'll chalk it all up to trouble and strife. Well, I'll chalk it all up to trouble. I wish I had a stint in New Orleans, but I like to think it's true that if I had that stint in New Orleans, I might never have met you. If I have to stay by the westerly at the corner of your mind, oh, well, New Orleans ain't coming to mine, well, New Orleans ain't coming to mine. Singing old childhood, where did you go? I like the summer, but I love to watch it snow, oh, to watch it. Old childhood, what did you do? The leaves falling on, but the spring times when they bloom, oh, it's when they, and if it's true that Massachusetts was the best in my life, well, I'll chalk it all up when I get home in time.
That was awesome. All right, I love that one. New Orleans, only played live, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. And probably, I like that it kind of stays that way. Like this is your live song.
Yeah, that's what I want. I'm afraid to record it. I don't want to record it and make it lose anything. So yeah, I don't know.
Awesome. Well, everybody heard it here, and some saw it online, so that's really great. How can people find your music? We have a website that I've mentioned a couple times. You're also on Bandcamp, Spotify, so tell us all the ways that people can find you, even on social media.
Yeah, my website is just my name.com, alecsullivan.com. I'm on Facebook. Most of my handles are at alecsul, ALECSULL. So Instagram, other stuff. I don't know. Bandcamp, Instagram, Spotify. I'm on there. Just search my name. Amazon, Deezer. All those things.
Deezer,
yeah, it's another one. Tidal, I might be on. I don't know.
Okay.
SoundCloud, I guess
Right.
I'm on. I'm not active on that, but
okay. Bandcamp.
Bandcamp for sure.
$1,000 record on there. So
Yeah,
make sure
that's
buy that one.
Keepers
Yeah.
classic. So yeah, those are the main ones.
Okay.
Email me too. Call me. Yeah. Send me a postcard.
And I say this. Well, I've wanted to say this. I don't know if I have, but I'm at the Rock Jam all the time.
Yeah.
You work there a couple times, 2 different locations. So if anybody wants to come climb with us, if they're interested in climbing,
that'd be awesome.
Climb with a super fan.
Yeah. Super fan.
They can buy that.
I'm your super fan.
Right.
So I'm there.
I'll buy your album, and we'll have people sign it when you hand it out at the gym. All right. So we got a couple minutes. After 7 o'clock, we're going to come right back. I'm going to keep you for a little bit, if that's okay.
That is totally fine.
We'll talk about our favorite cover songs. I was really excited about this playlist. I've got a lot of great ones, and you sent in a couple that are going to be on the playlist, but you also have 3 favorites or a couple of favorites that you're going to talk about on the other side.
Most of the ones that the 2 that I
good
are in there.
Okay, good. Then we'll talk about those more. If you like Alec Sullivan and what you heard here, please stream his music or buy his music. Follow him on Instagram. Also, if you look in the link to the Instagram bio for this show, Music from Friends, there is a link to Cash App for all the artists. That's a virtual tip jar. So if you want to show him a little bit of extra love, put a tip in that tip jar. Everything goes right back to him. I don't keep anything in that tip jar. If you want to support me in the show, you can do that by signing up to my Patreon page, where you can see a live stream. I've got 6 people watching right now. Hi, everybody. And they get to see Alec play in studio and see us sweating in here without that AC. I'm glad that I had a button-up shirt, too, I was going to wear. I'm glad I went with the short sleeves. Glad you went with the tank top, because we would have been, just dying in here with it.
Not an intentional choice.
It's great. So, all right. Thank you so much. I'm going to pause for about a minute. Don't go anywhere. Let me try that again. After the station identification, we'll come back. We'll talk about cover songs. I will figure out how to actually talk and say something, and then we'll play some more music. How's that sound? All right. We'll be right back. All right. Everything's muted except for that one right now. So I'll keep this on just so I can hear when the station identification comes back on. All right.
Listen to that.
I thought it was great.
That's fun.
I love being played live. That's so awesome. And that New Orleans song really is good.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I love that. That's one that's heavy on the nostalgia, which is,
And I didn't even want to talk about the meaning of it because of the conversation we had before.
Oh, no, I don't.
I know, but let's just
I just like throwing that in there.
Right, yeah.
I've been
WNTN, Cambridge, Needham, Boston.
Oh man, that came too quickly, because there's about to be some good stuff in the conversation we were having off air.
It's never gonna happen again.
Never. There it goes, right there. All right, never have that conversation again. All right, so let's jump into favorite cover songs. You sent in 2. If you have a third, you can talk about it, or you can just focus on these 2. I think I wrote down somewhere some of my favorites. Oh yeah, but there's so many cover songs I like. Why don't you get us started talking about your favorites? If you want to say why, if there's a personal reason, or if you just, hey, this is a great cover, whatever, go for it. Your favorite cover songs.
Oh yeah, first of all, Chris Cornell has so many great. I'm a huge Chris Cornell fan, and he has so many good covers. And some of them are like official released ones, and some of them are just songs that he played at his shows. So the one that I submitted was a cover of Chris Cornell covering Prince. Nothing Compares to You, which that is Prince's original song, right? I think was it originally written by there's another artist that I know does a version of it, but I don't know, I can't remember the name. But
Sinead O'Connor.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I think so.
So that's what Danny mentioned, and if you follow on Instagram, you've probably seen this back and forth between Danny, you and I. Danny said that was a previously unreleased from Prince, and then Sinead must have picked it up. I don't know if other people picked it up in between, but Chris Cornell's version is pretty cool.
It is so beautiful.
I didn't even know he did that cover.
Yeah. He did it live in studio, and he also did a version with his daughter.
Really?
And it's so great. I mean, she's also a singer, and yeah, I mean, it's just so great what he does with these songs and turns them into these acoustic ballads, and huge, yeah, so awesome. I mean, it's a great song to begin with, and then he just makes it, like, turns it into this very melodic, ballad, I guess is the best way to describe it.
Right. And you did a tribute song to him on YouTube, right?
Oh, I've done a few
Okay.
tributes to him. I love covering his stuff. His vocals are so fun to sing, and his songwriting is just like, just incredible.
Would you say he's your biggest influence?
I really got into his stuff more in my adult life, he is a huge influence. But I kind of already, like, by the time I started listening to him, like, his songwriting, I would say is definitely a big influence of mine. In terms of, like, my actual music and stuff, I don't know. Judas Priest was always, like, my big band growing up. So
and they're your second one. Your second favorite cover song comes from them.
Exactly. That's I got the two big hitters right there. It's not too hard to figure out my favorites of things. But yeah, Judas Priest, Diamonds and Rust. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I was telling you in the Instagram Live that we did last week. I was telling you about how they do, like, all these different versions of it, and they do it live. They do it differently live each time, and sometimes it goes back to its, like, folky roots, where it's a very slow song, very pretty, sad song, but they originally turned it into this, like, classic rock, almost like classic rock / metal version but they've literally, I think they have it on 3 albums. 2 of them are studio versions. Okay. And then one of them is a live album, which is the one that
the one you share with the Unleashed in the East.
Yes.
Where was that played? Do you know where that live album?
That was in Japan.
Oh, okay, so, like, very east.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, and just Rob Halford's vocals on that whole album, it's insane. And
Really?
Supposedly he was sick.
He can still do that when he's sick.
It's just insane. If you listen to the big note in that song, which is like, speaking strictly for me, we both could have died then and there. That he draws out there, and he goes up and up and up, and it's just so perfect, and just so much energy and emotion, and very, very cool version of that song. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite covers.
Nice.
There's a lot of good covers, and Judas Priest does a few. But Chris Cornell, does so many. If you go on YouTube and look up, like, Chris Cornell live performances of covers, there's, like, probably playlists or videos that are, like, hours of, like, performances of his that aren't released. Like, they're just, like, cell phone videos at his concerts and him covering, these random songs.
When he was with Soundgarden, or doing his kind of, he did a solo thing for a while.
His solo shows,
right.
yeah. Because he would play lots of solo acoustic shows, so he would have a weird cover. He does a cover of, this is another one I should probably say is one of my favorites. He does a cover of one with the song. Oh man, now I'm blanking. The lyrics are from One by Metallica,
right?
And the melody is from One by U2. I think One by U2 is really, that's a song, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. I don't know. But he takes the lyrics from one and puts it onto the music of another one. He uses his acoustic version. Okay. But it's not on, like, Spotify or anything, so I can put it on the playlist. Right. But it's so good.
Is it on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look that up when I get.
It's great.
Okay. And One by Metallica is a great song.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Wow. It's very, very different than the way he plays it. But
I'm sure, yeah.
But he takes these lyrics of this, this guy getting totally, shattered by war,
right?
And makes it this really emotional song. instead of the.
God, I love Lark. I always wanted to do that, be able to do that when I was in high school. Just never built up the chops because I never practiced. But oh yeah, his drumming is amazing. So two that I picked, and I went kind of heavy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a band that I recently discovered doing all of this, and the name is Our Last Night. Apparently, they've been around for 17 years. They're just kind of indie band that's been doing their thing. They release a lot of, original stuff, but they do a lot of covers, a lot of really heavy. I mean, they're a metal band, and they do a lot of heavy covers. So some of my favorites, my two favorites by them are Driver's License. The Olivia, what's her last name? Rodrigo? I think so. Yeah, Rodrigo. Yeah. The TikTok girl that just got instantly famous.
Yeah, everybody except us knows her name.
Yeah, and they're like, everybody just went, oh my God, what just happened? So yeah, Driver's License was a good song when she did it. Like when it came out, I was like, oh, that's a really great song. She's a great singer.
Yeah.
But they took it and they just made it super heavy and just really raw, and I love that version. So Driver's License with Our Last Night, and they also did a cover of Astronaut in the Ocean, which is it's a rap song. Probably also got famous on TikTok. I think so many songs get famous on TikTok.
It's like a recent.
Yeah, really recent. And they do a metal version of it, and it's really, really well done. Mm-hmm. So to take a rap song like that and then make it a metal, it's very clever.
Yeah,
great. So, and then the other band that I picked, Smith and Myers from Shinedown. So Brent Smith is the frontman for that. Zach Myers is the guitarist. They do kind of this solo. I mean, Shinedown is releasing a 7th album, so they're still going on. But Brent and Zach do this kind of side project where they go around and play just acoustic covers. Mostly, they wrote some original ones, but mostly acoustic covers. I saw them in New Hampshire, and they played "Someone Like You" from Adele.
Oh, nice.
And what he does was
so good.
It was what he does to even have the will to do that song, because Adele is just a great singer. But to even say, you know what, I'm going to take this great song from Adele and to be able to cover it takes a lot of guts, and he did it really well. Yeah. So really, really perfect song. Loved when he played that in concert. So there are two of my favorites. I'll say some other favorites for when Danny comes on. So, and now I'm going to play some from the playlist. You are welcome to do whatever you want. You can stick around. We'll chat in studio when this mic goes off and music's playing if you want. If you need to pack up and go, I know you have a bit of a drive ahead of you, but
I'm staying. I'm sticking with it.
Okay,
all right,
awesome.
I'm here.
We can hear some music together. I'll put it in the monitors. We can listen to some stuff, and I'll do intros here and there. Again, so awesome to have you on the show.
Yeah,
I love everything. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for being willing to play live. It was a great performance.
Thank you.
I want to see you play live when everything opens up, and I think it is. So there are going to be a lot of places.
Soon I'll start. Just keep an eye out, everybody, on my social stuff.
All right.
I'll post about shows.
Okay.
But soon.
Good. And really soon, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Or you got some things in the works?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. I'm setting that now.
Okay. Yes. Now he has stuff in the works. Perfect. Okay. That does it for us. I am going to start with those two songs from Alex Sullivan. Diamonds and Rust is first, and then Nothing Compares to You. Those were his suggestions, obviously not done by him. That would be Judas Priest and Chris Cornell. And then I'll come back on and introduce some of the other songs we're going to play. So here's the cover songs playlist. All right, we should be good.
Oh, so good.
Nice, good. All right, I hope the levels were good. I was trying to monitor everything up here when you were playing. I guess we'll find out. We'll find out what happens. When people talk about the show, I'll see if I can what did they say about it? So let's see who's online. Anybody still hanging with us? Girlfriend said great show and good conversation. Thanks for tuning in. Sweet. And Cindy had a lot of great questions on I'm really glad that they tuned in and were engaged.
Yeah, no, this is awesome, man. This is so fun.
I love it.
It's so fun.
There's a place in Cambridge, Atwoods. What's it called? Atwoods. It's a pub. They used to do a lot of live shows. Like they're known for their live shows, and it really is like bar food, like burgers, beer, some entrees, but nothing like too fancy. And they just remodeled over COVID to make even a bigger stage and have a bigger outdoor setting. So they say on their website they're going to start having live shows soon. Okay. So I would definitely reach out. I'm going to go there actually next Thursday with my girlfriend. We're going to have dinner there, and I'm going to try and do a little bit of business. Like, say, hey, so I have this show. You want to sponsor it? So, but yeah, I don't have a contact there. Ken King, who works at the gym.
Yeah.
He knows somebody there.
Okay.
A friend who's in the band, so reach out to him. That could be a great place to start.
I gotta make a list of. I think I have an old list of venues to reach out to.
Yeah.
I do. It's right here. Perfect. Yeah. So I'm just gonna start actually reaching out to places.
Good. Now that things are open, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sweet. Thanks, man.
Yeah. Dude, thanks so much for coming in.
Where did you say?
Cambridge. It's in between Union Square and MIT on Cambridge Street.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a gas station kind of randomly on Cambridge Street in between Union and MIT, and it's just around that gas station. So, but right now they only have outdoor seating. And it's kind of first come, first served. They don't take reservations. But I've heard everybody that I've talked to that knows about it says that it's a great place to go to and food's good.
Nice.
So hopefully, it's a great place to start.
I'll definitely.
And then the Burren in Davis Square.
Is it
Burren? But it's Irish, so it's not spelled like how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
It's spelled like the Burren. I don't know. If you Buren, I think is how it's spelled.
I'll find it.
It's in Davis Square. Awesome. Another live place that has another place that has lots of live shows. So yeah, I hope that works out.
Yeah, I've got to start actually reaching out to places. Even before COVID, I hadn't done that yet. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard this version.
Yeah.
This is a studio version.
Yeah, no one sings like you. I can't read the rest of it.
No one sings like you anymore. I think I didn't realize this was he did a studio version.
I didn't even make sure it was the one who sent me.
Whoa, it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's great, but I thought it was only that live version that he performed in the studio. He has a few songs that they recorded after he died because he just had recorded them and they just had the recordings and they're just we should put these out. So I think this is one of them. He didn't release it before he passed away.
Oh, you think this whole album is like that? This whole album is
I don't think it's all. I think it just has a couple songs.
Oh, there was a question I was going to ask you. In one of the photos on your website, you're playing somewhere live, and there's a woman who's singing with you.
Oh yeah.
Who is that? Is that one of your sisters or?
No, that's a singer from Los Angeles that I knew through a mutual friend. Really good singer. I don't know if she still plays music or not, but yeah, J. Ray was her name.
I meant to ask about her.
Yeah, no, I don't keep in touch with her. I mean, I'm friends with her on Facebook, but I don't know really what she's up to musically. But we just played the show. One of my best friends in LA worked at this barber shop where J. Ray also worked, and they had this anniversary party thing where they had a few live musicians, and they had me open for everybody else. So we practiced the song together and played it. Unfortunately, there's no audio from it. Usually I have my phone recording the voice memo just so I have it for archival purposes. And it I just forgot to press record that night, and it sucks because we played Marvin Gaye, that not a Marvin Gaye song, but the song named Marvin Gaye. Let's Marvin Gaye.
Oh yeah. Get it? Yeah.
We played that. And it was pretty great.
Right.
And then one of the other guys that was playing was Jamie Liddell, who's a singer-songwriter. He was a co-writer on that song.
Really?
And he came up afterwards. He was like, "Hey, what's up, man? Good job. Marvin Gaye, I actually wrote that song." And I was like, "Ha ha ha." Like, I thought he was just a crazy person. He's like, "I'm Jamie. I'm playing that." I'm like, "Oh, you're serious?" Like, wow. Like, I literally thought he was crazy. So it's a bummer that I don't have the audio.
Right, yeah. Because you'd love to get that little voice memo.
Yeah.
Like, can you say your name one more time? And exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
but it was fun. It was a fun little show. So those pictures are pretty cool. Like
right, yeah.
It's especially the ones of her and I singing because we were both really into it. It was fun. It's good.
So the next singer is Cynthia Erivo, E-R-I-V-O, Erivo? Is that how you say it?
Erivo, maybe?
Erivo? Ooh, Erivo is better. Erivo. I'll mess that up when we get on here. So everybody watching the live stream now is going to be like, all right, he's got it.
How much more time is there?
I've got, 12 seconds.
Oh.
Erivo. All right, this next one was sent in from Danny. He's going to be our guest next week. He's going to be streaming in, but also playing live on the show. He sent in one of his favorite covers, Cynthia Erivo, and this is This Old Heart of Mine off of the soundtrack. So this is a really, really great song. I love this version of it. I decided not to go with. Oh yeah. Okay. I think I did it. All right.
Erivo? Yeah. I think that's.
Or any comments on how poorly I did? Okay, good.
It's okay. I was thinking about. First of all, I'm blanking on the name of Diamonds and Rust, the original singer.
Oh, I had to look it up. Yeah.
Who's like literally the most popular female folk musician.
Okay. Another reason I love this is because there's songs that I heard at one point and didn't know were actually covers.
Joan Baez.
Okay.
I didn't even find her. I just literally remembered her.
Nice.
But yeah, I was blanking on that. So I'm like, I guess I just won't. Because I just won't name her. Because so people are probably like, who did Judas Priest cover?
We'll make them look it up. They'll have to go back and then they'll so there's a Cat Power song coming up, Sea of Love. I had no idea that was a cover. Which I don't even know the artist, but another musician who's going to be on here suggested that song.
Cat Power, Sea of Love. I don't even know Cat Power.
Cat Power is great.
Oh, I remember you posted this on your story, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But where? Yeah, I don't know.
I probably didn't save it to my highlights.
I don't know if I know the original.
John Prine and No Offense.
Phil Phillips?
Maybe. Her version is the only one I know, because that's the only album I used to own by her, by Cat Power, the band, I guess. And then I didn't, when Susan sent it to me, I was like, I didn't know the cover. So it's stuff like that I love to discover.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're going to get to it, but Noah Gunderson, he's been around for a while. I just discovered him. He does a really great cover of Yellow, but he's so good. Yeah, I'll definitely share that one if I have it. All right, we got two songs coming up that were suggested by @BrianJakes. He was the former guest that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. Kind of has a similar background, punk rock. Now he's doing acoustic stuff. He suggested 2 songs, one by John Prine, I Just Called to Say I Love You, and then NoFX Vincent. They're coming up right now.
The first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, there's just another ordinary.
And then, do you know? You might know these bands. 5 Iron Frenzy.
Sounds familiar, but I don't think so.
Get Up Kids. And then Braid. They're more heavy, kind of punkish. My friend John sent them in. So I'd like 4 by them coming up. And then, some really good stuff. So
Sweet, man.
Are you on? Have you heard of this app, Clubhouse?
No.
Okay. There, I have your number now. So download Clubhouse, but it's by invite only. So what it is, it's think of Twitter but with audio. So you can pop into these different rooms that people create and listen, and then talk on a mic. So it's so amazing. But it's really good for networking. And I'm on there, and there's a lot of music people there. I'm involved in a couple of music rooms. If you get on there, I'll invite you to these rooms.
Yeah.
Like there are music executives on there giving out free advice. Anything from like how to get licensing to any question you want, like how to advertise. I've heard so many questions on there. So
is it the one?
Yeah, that one right there. Yeah. So download that. I'll invite you. And dude, some of these rooms are gold. Like they have so many great. And one of the somebody sent something in. Her name's Angelini. She owned a label here in the States for a while, did a lot of marketing for them. She's in the UK now, doing marketing at another label there. But her and I chat all the time on Instagram about music stuff, and she's also in one of them. So you can make so many connections.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be helpful for, like, as you're doing this next round of this next album.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome.
There's so many things to think about. So, and I'll just keep inviting you to the rooms.
Sweet.
You can join in as you want.
And it's just like do they have like, somebody hosts, somebody just starts a room? And
they have moderators. Okay. So the moderators can bring people up to the stage, so then you can use a mic to talk, and then everybody else just listens. So they don't have a mic. They have instead their button is a hand raise. Like you can raise your hand to come on stage.
And I got you.
Wow. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And even Spotify just released their own version of it called Green Room. Yeah, Green Room, I think is what it's called. And it's kind of, they're trying to compete with it.
Okay.
So, but this is a pretty cool app, and just the connections I've made. A lot of the guests I'm going to have on the show, I've met there.
Oh, really?
I would say probably half of the ones coming up I've met on Clubhouse. Wow. I've reached out.
Very cool. Okay, sweet.
Lots of really, really great people in there. Yeah. I have to have your phone number to invite you to it. So then I'll invite you and accept it. Yeah. Follow me and look at all the people I follow on there.
Right.
And just start following them. Can't go wrong.
Sweet. Thanks, dude.
Yeah. I'm really excited about the new album. When do you think you'll start? Do you have a studio picked out?
I don't have anything. I haven't actually. What I have is an idea. I have a title for the album, which is Music Before Death. And then an idea for the album cover. And I have a bunch of songs that I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I got one more. It was peaking a lot. I didn't like it. Okay.
A bunch of songs that I have a rough idea of which songs I want to put on it.
Okay.
And I've recorded most of them just acoustic demos. So, is this NoFX?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks.
Vincent? I didn't know this was the first time.
I just heard you say NoFX earlier, and I was like, oh, sweet. I'm thinking of ones that I'm gonna put on the playlist for next week.
Keep sending them because I want more people to send them in.
Yeah.
The week coming up too. So.
I was just thinking about Mr. Blue Sky cover by very similar band, but I can't think of the name.
MXPX?
No.
Mr. Blue Sky?
Yeah, the ELO song. I forget the name though. It's gonna bother me. I'll figure it out. Mr. Blue Sky punk. Nerve herder.
Okay. Mr. Blue Sky. Yeah, send that along. I'll add it to the playlist.
It's really good. It's a good cover.
Really?
Yeah, I will definitely. But yeah, anyway. How long is the song? Like 1 minute or something?
Good. This is probably their longest just because it's the cover. It's 3:21.
Oh, okay.
When I added this song here, it reminded me in high school. So Napster had just like come out.
Yeah.
So I have to admit, people who are hearing me on like this now, I stole a lot of music in high school, and I regret it very much, especially now that I'm doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
A lot of music. Like my friend and I, we were teacher assistants for chemistry. So my friend Creighton would just log into the computer back there and just just download and put it on CDs, just burn CDs. Oh my God, it was so bad, so bad. But we made several burnt CDs of just punk band covers, and they were all like 2 minutes long. They speed everything up.
Yeah. I've been wanting to do that. So I just got some the XLR cables that I brought.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Okay.
I got 3 more because I got these borrowing. My friend Bryce, he gave me some drum mics to borrow.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna be, if everything works with them, I'm gonna be recording drums and doing some full band covers of stuff to put on YouTube.
Oh.
But I've been wanting to put this punk cover album out for a long time. Like there's like 6 songs that I'm like, I want to do a punk cover of that. A lot of them are punk songs, or actually no, that's not even true. A few of them are punk songs,
right.
But a few of them are just like rock songs. But I'm like, I really want to do this because it's fun to just be a little bit faster than the original and sloppier.
Yeah. And I feel like you have to be when you do punk covers. It has to be super sloppy. Oh, your girlfriend's on Clubhouse.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, she probably uses it for networking. Yeah, I haven't. Thanks a lot, Shalina. You didn't tell me that. She probably did.
What? All right, we're going to keep going with that kind of feel. I got 4 songs from my friend at John Besanton on Instagram. Gone to so many concerts with John. He's a great friend of mine. Moved to Texas a few years ago. Haven't hung out since then. We actually were DJs, event DJs. Did some weddings, birthday parties. The name of the DJ band, the company was Hold Music. So it was awesome. I had business cards too. It was really fun. So he sent in 4. He sent in this one that you're kind of hearing in the background, 5 Iron Frenzy. It's not unusual. Then his all-time favorite by a band, Cap in Jazz, Take On Me. And then we got the Get Up Kids and Braid. So here we go with some more kind of punk-ish covers.
Whoa, it's a really good cover. Who is this?
This is 5 Iron Frenzy. Yeah,
I like this.
It's a good cover. Cap in Jazz, though, when they do Take On Me, I mean, that note on Take On Me, right? You either better hit it or you better just destroy it on purpose. They kind of destroy it on purpose. I think it's on purpose. They don't do what he does.
Right. Oh, this is such a cool setup, dude.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's so awesome that you got to do this here. It's a really cool spot.
Yeah. You know, I hope to keep it going as long as I can. So it's brokered programming. So I have to pay for these hours. So my goal, the hope is I can get sponsors that will pay for it. So that's what I'm working on now, is to try and get as many sponsors as I can to contribute. Because I'd like to keep this going. I'm dedicated through the summer. I'd like to keep it going beyond that. I'm going out and sponsors for that. So that's why I'm going to go to Abilene and other places. And, I've reached out to a couple already. Just haven't heard back from them. And it's tough because COVID is just now letting up. So many businesses were hurt because of COVID. And I'm really trying to be intentional about who I go to. Like, I want businesses that I use frequently.
Right.
I'm not just like, hey, it's like some lumber business like I've never used. Like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
And I want to get something that people who listen to the show would actually go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a craft beer seller that locations all over the place. Like, I think people would.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And one way that I want to advertise them, I've thought about this, get a couple of beers from them every week, and then, like, me and the guests have one on the show.
That's perfect.
Right, yeah. So there's that. There's a couple of restaurants in Atwood, and then there's an ice cream place that's near my house that I go to every week. Twice a week. So there's a lot of places that I'm reaching out to trying to get sponsors. So this is a good plan. Take on me. All right. There you go. And Bill.
Oh, my dad.
Obviously.
That's awesome.
I mean, they were losing it before they get to it.
Yeah.
my ex-wife hated this song. I played this. She's like, "Oh my god, turn this off. This is just trash." No appreciation
For the arts.
Oh,
But
and one of the
it really is. Like, this is art.
Yeah.
You know? Like, this, yeah, I don't know. I get so worked up when people, like, aren't into something like this. But this is, like, so great.
no, yeah, there's a lot I love about it.
Yeah.
And I've always kind of listened to, I've never been super into, like, radio music and something like in high school. But even then, do you remember the New Radicals? I don't know. You were probably too young.
I've definitely heard the name.
It may have been, like, in elementary school.
Yeah, probably. It's probably what
They one-hit wonder in the 90s, basically. Their song was "You Get What You Give" or something like that. But I bought their album. Like, yes, this band is amazing. The music was good, but that was like their one hit.
Yeah.
And so I've always listened to stuff like that. So it's really awesome that now I get to like bring on bands that don't more like it, and play them on the radio.
Right.
So
Yeah, that is super cool.
I love it. Let's keep doing it. It cooled down a lot now with the sun.
It does feel a lot cooler.
Oh my goodness. It dropped 1 degree, 85 now.
Is that really? It's definitely not 85 right now. Like, is it?
I think it's pretty hot.
I don't think it feels like I would be sweating a lot more.
I moved in my chair and I was like, oh, I'm wet. Why are my face wet? Oh, yeah. That's this is the get up pitch. Yeah, it's hot here. So, the other thing I need to ask, because I'm on Clubhouse and all these music executives have me worried about everything, can I play can I put the recorded version of the show on my podcast? That means that those songs you play will be on there for.
Oh, that's fine.
If you want, I can cut those out.
No, that's totally fine. I want those to be online or whatever. You know, like that's fine. They're already. I've played them on live streams. I don't know if they're. They're gonna be in places. I'm not worried about. They're literally. New Orleans has been online for a long time. Keeping Things Alive has been performed for 3+ years, and
Right. So it's got to be. Okay.
it's fine. I'm not worried about it.
Good. Good. So I'll put
If
those.
somebody
on there.
steals it, I'll make a lot of money.
But it'll be like they have to bootleg. Like, they'll hold up a microphone to record the speaker and then and save it. Or whatever, I don't know. They can just download the version, the podcast, and do it. I don't even know. I got it. I also have to edit it down. I try to keep the replays to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And we easily went an hour and 10. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's cut out. But I'll share the link when it's posted Monday. And if there's something like, oh man, what about that conversation? Let me know and I can add it back in. Like if you're unhappy with the post.
If you can send me like the full version, just like send it to me so I have it for like archival. I like to have
totally will.
things.
Yeah.
And then like the video from the stream or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that'll be recorded.
I won't like post. Okay. Maybe I'll post little teasers if that's cool. But,
no. Do it. The more people I get to sign up for that,
or anything like that.
I totally will. Yeah.
Sweet.
Make sure I will write a note to myself right now, or I totally forget that.
And there's definitely no rush on either of those things. Just I love having evidence, which is why I remember like the 2 instances where my phone wasn't recording voice memo was one of them. I already told you.
What was the other instance?
The other one, I was playing a show, and halfway through, one of my friends that was trying to get in called me, and it stopped the voice memo because I didn't put it in airplane mode. And so I was like, "Where's the last half of the show?"
No.
Yeah, bummer.
All right, 2 from Rach, girlfriend coming up next. I had 2 people suggest the John Mayer Free Fallin'.
Oh yeah,
Which is, he does a really great job. So 2 people, Rachel and another friend of mine, Sarah in Michigan, she suggested that one. So. I love the Smiths. That's the original band who did this. Yeah, so far a lot of good feedback about the show. So far a lot of good feedback about the show.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dude, when you asked me about this next song, I was like, oh God. I forgot that that's on the bio.
Right, yeah.
And it's perfect. Now, honestly, literally, because you asked me that, I'm like, it was worth it to create my entire website.
Right. Most of them are 40 seconds long, so they could be punk songs easily.
Well, I've been thinking about taking, 10 songs or whatever and making actual full versions.
Oh.
Either using the original vocals that I already recorded, or just like making them into actual songs.
Yeah. Don't be offended by this, but when I heard it, I was cracking up.
I'm
I
glad.
loved it so much.
Yeah, I'm glad. It's gold.
It's so good. So I wasn't recording music, but when I was young, my cousin and I would record he had a video camera because his dad would record with.
Nice.
So we had a VHS camcorder and thought it was the coolest thing ever. So we'd record like magic shows where like I would be there and then he would pause really quick
Right,
and
and you disappear. Yeah.
So like I could totally see like if I were I could see you recording that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean I have the little memories I have. There's like a snip, like a little video clip of a memory in my head of like being in a certain room in my house, like hunched over.
Right, yeah.
So funny.
And I love that it was on the Home Alone talk.
Yeah.
You are the only person I know who had one of those talks.
Really?
Yeah. And you think it would have
I
been
still
more
have
famous because it was on
I still have it. It still works.
And he uses cassettes.
Yeah. Oh, I should record on that thing.
That would be so
Actually recording a song fully on a talk boy.
Yeah. Because the sound would be really kind of retro.
It would probably be terrible sound quality.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's for the nostalgia.
That's cool. Put it on the same one that you do songs from this next song. Like when you put them all together, record the Talk Boy, so it can be that same kind of feel.
That's a good idea.
Eva Cassidy.
Eva Cassidy.
Eva.
Is it Eva Cassidy?
All right, these next 2 are from @Rachel's31 on Instagram. Another huge fan of the show. Sends in songs every week. Super appreciative of her. First, we have Eva Cassidy with People Get Ready. And then John Mayer, and I'll say more about that song after. This is honestly the hardest part for me because it's not planned. When I just wrote down people's stuff.
Yeah.
But the other things I have like questions written down that prompts. Yeah. So this I'm coming up on the fly. I would say. Yeah. And last week I don't know what it was last week, but every time I introduced a song, came back I was like, "That's stupid." I hated that. I hated everything.
Dude, I think you're doing a really good job.
Well, thanks.
I think like honestly, the other people that have been on have, they say the same things when I'm listening to them. Like, you come so prepared, and it's so refreshing and so like exciting. It gets me stoked to talk about stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's perfect. You saying you helped. You didn't tell me. You didn't want to spoil it. It was like such a perfect. Like I was like, oh my god, this next song.
So you've been kind of mean, 70 years old. You're talking about stabbing yourself in the stomach. Do you know why? Like, and lots of Halloween songs.
Yeah. So,
like, where does that come from? Are you born on like October 31st?
No, I'm glad I wasn't. I was born the total opposite. I was March 31st. So it's like pretty much, I guess, 5 months after. But I have no idea. I just really I loved Halloween. And then that stuck with me. It's, metal has all these elements of creepiness and stuff. So I don't know where it started. I was trying to figure that out too. My mom actually, I have this picture. It's framed now, but it's like a picture of a guy with a knife in his head that I drew in I don't know, first grade maybe or earlier. Yeah, and it's like blood coming down, and my mom literally talked to the teacher, and she was like, "Should I be worried?" And the teacher was like, "No. If he's being this outward about it, he's probably fine."
Right. I can imagine today if. Oh my God!
Yeah, that was
I have daughters, but they could still do it. But if they drew a picture of the guy with the knife, I would definitely be in parent-teacher conferences for a week with the principal.
Yeah, it's always just. I'm not like it doesn't bleed into the rest of my life.
Right.
It's just in the stuff that I love Halloween, and I put that into my music. But you'd think that this guy's deranged.
Right. Yeah, it's not like you're not goth right now. Did you ever go through a goth period?
No.
Oh, you never went through
Never.
Because you were LA. What was goth like over there?
Oh, no, I was only there after college.
Oh, okay.
But,
here, you grew up here, so was goth a thing here? It wasn't Oklahoma.
There were definitely some goth people in, high school and middle school, but not, pretty much, I'm, the same as I have been for a long time, except I dress a little bit better. A tiny bit better. But I'm pretty much always kind of been in this phase of me. Halloween season, I'm always stoked. Do a bunch of stuff. I love going to graveyards, just walking through graveyards in the day. And I used to do ghost hunting when I was younger, in high school and in college. I was in a ghost hunting club.
That's so amazing.
And, a paranormal club.
That's amazing.
So stuff like that. But other than that, I just enjoy scary movies and creepy songs. And do you know King Diamond, the musician? He's a metal. He's a singer from Merciful Fate. Okay. And they're a metal band, a classic heavy metal band, and he does his own projects. And each of his albums are concept albums that are horror stories. So they're all different stories, but I think his first album wasn't a concept album, but everything else was. And it's so fun because there's all these you can hear the story and there's little sound effects at certain points or whatever, but it's mostly metal, but it's a whole thing. And he's got this very he has different persona, he wears a ton of makeup, a different persona for each album and each phase. It's different character kind of. So I love that stuff. And then Candlemass is also one of my favorite bands. They're a Swedish doom metal band.
Yes.
And and just so good.
Swedish doom metal. Let's narrow the genre down very much. Not just metal. That's awesome.
They're so good. Their whole first album is so dark and heavy, and the vocals are so operatic and awesome.
Is it in English at all?
It is,
okay.
Yeah. But certain words they because I think only the bassist, maybe they all spoke English, but I think the bassist who wrote most of the songs was the only one who spoke English.
Oh wow!
And so there's certain things they mispronounce in the album.
So it's Swinglish instead of English.
It's certain the W's and V's sometimes they switch.
Oh okay. Interesting.
So it's a real it's a great album for creepiness, but it's also really nice to fall asleep to because something about the production is soothing. It really hits the bass notes really well. And
what? So there's an artist, musician band. The front guy wears all white makeup with some black lines on it. What is this?
That's probably King Diamond.
Is that him?
I mean, that's what he does sometimes. But you might be. Oh no, you're probably thinking of one of the black metal bands.
Yeah, probably. Because King Diamond sounds weird, but
I'll pull up a picture of King Diamond. But you're probably thinking of like. I don't even know. I don't know the black metal bands that well, but definitely one of the singers. Oh, this is so good. One of the singers of them, or a few of them, have all that white makeup and white and black makeup.
All right. All right, that John Mayer song was actually sent in by two different people. At Rachel's 31 was one, and then my other friend and follower of the show, S. Jane Drager on Instagram, she also suggested that, completely unbeknownst that it was already sent in. Did I just make up a word? I think I did just make up a word. The other song that Sarah sent in is by Callum Scott, and this is Dancing on My Own. Unbeknownst? That's
Unbeknownst.
Unbeknownst. I think I missed the B in there. That's all right. I'll just edit that out.
In keeping things alive.
Right.
I say
keeping people on their toes.
That's
no. So similar, white,
Yeah.
all white makeup, but not as many stripes.
Right,
Like he's just got like black eyes. What is that?
black. I think it's black metal.
I can. My friend follow somebody on Instagram who's a huge fan of
It might be literally every single black metal musician because looking at the Google images, it's like
Jeff. All right, Jeff.
look at all the.
Oh my God, yeah, it's very similar to that. Here you go, right here. I knew it was on my friend's thing.
Oh, is that Ghost?
Yeah,
That's the singer for Ghost.
Okay.
Yeah, or it's one of their.
Yeah.
I think they all have that makeup on.
Okay. Is that black metal?
No, I'm not sure. I think that's like it's like orchestral metal. I don't know what exactly their genre is, but it's a form of metal. Ghost band.
All right. Ooh, we might get through. We're not going to get to know Gunderson one. That's fine. We will get to the Angelini, Johnny Cash. She did. So Angelini's one of her favorite bands growing up was Nine Inch Nails, and we talked about that on the childhood hits. So then Ice on the story sent Johnny Cash. I don't know if you saw it. Like I tagged her. She's one of those people that you got to follow, and she knows her stuff. So yeah, Glory music. Will we get to? We'll get to Hurt, and I think we might do Cat Power. It's also cool. Dude, thanks for sticking around too.
This is fun,
Yeah, just listening to music and,
Yeah.
and chat.
This is so good.
Are ghosts real?
Are ghosts real? I don't believe anymore in ghosts, but I want to. So I'm still open to the possibility.
Okay.
And searching, not so much actively anymore, but
What made you stop believing it? Because that door just opened by itself. So
oh really?
that door's open.
Nice. There's faulty wiring. You know?
Right? Yeah.
The dog barking. What made me?
Like just growing up.
I think just going to so many abandoned places, looking for ghosts, and having a few weird experiences, but nothing that I could be like, oh yeah, ghosts for sure. Too many times I was like, this place has to be haunted if ghosts exist. I mean, without a doubt. And hours, spent in these places, and like, eventually I'm just like, it's just hard to say that I believe anymore. I used to, but then I was like, God, I'm kind of disproving it for myself.
Yeah. What do you think is more likely, ghosts or aliens? 'Cause...
Oh, aliens for sure.
Oh, okay. I just hands down like.
So I mean, like, I don't believe necessarily that they've ever,
According to the government, there's something that we don't know that's floating around. And I just love how that was announced. And like people since the 60s have been like saying there's UFOs. I'm like, no, you're crazy. And then like this year it's like, yeah, there's something. I don't know what it's like. Anyway, what were you saying?
No, I think it's just insane to think that other life forms don't exist, in the universe. It's such a huge thing to think that there's no other planet or, I don't know, place in the universe where this is maybe not like this, but like there has to be something else. That's my thoughts. Just the probability is too high.
Yeah,
that something else exists.
Billions, trillions of All right, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the back and forth between me and @Angelini. Very much involved in the music scene. She's also in Clubhouse. If you follow my Instagram account and you're a musician, but I follow me, find Angelini, get connected with her. She knows her stuff. Her favorite band in high school was 9 Inch Nails. So this is Hurt by Johnny Cash, and a really great version of it. Probably the only person who could cover 9 Inch Nails, I think, well. All right, this song is 3 minutes, a little over 3 minutes, so it's going to be 7:57. Yeah, we got Cat Power in the middle of Cat Power.
What do you think? Ghosts?
Yeah, so it's funny because, and the reason I mentioned UFOs, my mom had experiences with ghosts. She used to tell me when I was young. I don't know, I was young.
Yeah.
And she used to tell me experiences about ghosts. Like, oh, okay, I'll just never sleep for the rest of my life. I'd be afraid of the dark for way too long. So she would, she told me about her dad died first, and the night he died, she woke up and saw him sitting on the edge of her bed. And then the same happened with her mom. The night her mom died, she woke up and saw her sitting on the edge of the bed. And like, my mom would just tell these stories casually, like, oh yeah, I woke up, saw her, and then went back to sleep. You went, what? I would have moved out. Like, I can't even imagine, like, if I just woke up and like, oh, there's my mom, who's shouldn't be sitting there. It doesn't look like it's a real person, but chilling on the edge of my bed. Like, I would be totally freaked.
Oh, yeah. Well, at this point in my life, I would definitely be like, my heart would jump, and I'd be like, I've been interested in this stuff for so long. Like,
don't go.
Like, tell me more.
Yeah. So, like, my cousin that I used to do recording with, he's huge into Halloween and scary stuff.
Oh, nice.
His business is a haunted house.
No way.
Yeah, he has a haunted house he runs
Where?
the whole month in Enid, Oklahoma. It's like one of the biggest haunted houses in Oklahoma.
Really? Oh, that's so awesome.
So, huge warehouse. He's always improving it. He's got real professional, like, animatronic stuff, and he hires people to come in and do it. So, we used to watch scary movies all the time. But I grew up watching, like, Halloween with him because he's older than me, and all, Friday the 13th. And they kind of scare me, but not like the two movies that scare me the most are Poltergeist and the M. Night Shyamalan one, the aliens. Signs.
Oh, so good.
The scariest part of that is the daytime scene of the alien
when it crosses
because that's the scariest. At night, you expect them to be there.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it's night. But it's a child's birthday party, daytime, and the alien walks. That did it for me.
That was like the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
Was that moment.
Yeah, and how he freaks out because it's like, this changes everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's not. All right, and we are going to end the show tonight, maybe with 2 songs, probably just one. Oh no, we'll get to 2. So first we have Cat Power, Sea of Love. I was telling Alec off air that I thought that this was the original. And the reason that I love this covers playlist is because I get to hear songs like this and discover the original version of it. So here's Cat Power with Sea of Love, and then we have Fiona Apple, Across the Universe. These were sent in by @Amore Music. Susan is the one that sent it in. She's going to be a guest in a few weeks, so definitely check that out when it comes up. I want to say thank you right now so much for listening. I want to thank Alec again for coming on. He was a great guest. I loved having him in studio and playing in studio. Follow the account at Instagram, Music from Friends. And make sure if you want to see a live stream of what's going on in studio, all the fun we're having, subscribe to my Patreon page at patreon.com/music from friends. Keep sending in your music this week for playlist, for the playlist cover songs, and we will talk about it again next week. I really hope you send stuff in because I love hearing music from friends. That will be the 2 songs. We'll just end in the middle.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on. Those performances were awesome.
Dude, thanks. Seriously, like, I'm very happy that you let me be on. Like, really happy.
And I hope that the new album gets started soon.
Yeah.
There are a couple people I follow on Instagram, a couple of producers. If you need a place to start, you can start there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, my friend Bryce, producer, and so I've been meaning to talk to him, or just start figuring out where to do it.
Right.
If not, just again in my house. That's where I did my first one. So.
All right. Let's see. There's a lot I need to do. All right.
Yeah, I'm
gonna tell everybody. No, I'm just talking to the camera.
Oh,
what were you
yeah. I'm gonna offer to help if you need help with anything.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can head out. Whatever works.
Oh
best
yeah,
for you.
no, I just got to pack a ton of stuff up.
Like
You have a drive. So.
no, I can. I didn't know if I would be in your way.
No, you won't be in my way. I'll just be packing stuff up kind of slowly. It's all pretty straightforward. Gotta take this down and everything. All right. Yep. Hey. Well, there you are. Bye, guys. There's 5 people that hung with us all the way through this. I don't know who they are. I'm going to look at the comments to see if they commented anything. No, the last comment was at 7:30. So, all right. Bye, guys. I'm turning it off.
Bye.